Hello everyone, I be Treecks and this be Shadow Temple. We're still not done here. We're almost done here. We need one more puzzle. As you can see, how the hell do we get across? Well, there's a couple of bomb flowers on the other side. And if you blow them up from a distance, which you can do with arrows, giant statue falls. And conveniently enough, it has the exact distance we need in order to cross this gap. As if they knew. Solutions to puzzles are always so convenient. This last room is also not really a challenge. Simple, invisible platforming. Really, Nintendo, is that supposed to be the final puzzle here? Anyway, boss time. I'm not going to use the hover boots on this guy. That's asking for trouble again. And what do we have? It's a Nintendo classic, one of their favorite themes for a boss. Something we've seen a lot in Nintendo games. The old head and hands boss. In this case, Phantom Shadow Beast Bongo. Difficulty of this guy, pretty high, I'd say. I consider this the most difficult boss in the adult dungeons. Because this guy moves pretty quickly. And his pattern is pretty unpredictable as well. His hands are hard to hit. For first, that's what you need to do. As you can see, he moves quite fast. And once you get the hands, he will start dashing you. You can hit him in the head. The Goron sword making this fight pretty easy. But having to do this with the Master Sword, I would imagine I would fail. Because usually once you hit the first hand, second one will start doing an attack, which is pretty unpredictable. Now I usually get surprised by it and get hit by it. That's why I'm using the big Goron sword, obviously. I want this to be over fast before he gets a chance to kill me. He did hit me. That's something Volvagia and Morpha failed to do. Phantom Ganem didn't even hit me. All we've got left now is Twin Rova, which is also pretty difficult, obviously. But at least that one is a lot more fun. Anyway, we've saved Impa. And another sage. The boy with the noble Zelda's ocarina. As I expected, you have come. I am Impa, one of the Sheikah. I am Princess Zelda's caretaker, and I am also the sage who guards the Shadow Temple. We Sheikah have served the royalty of Hyrule from generation to generation as attendants. However, on that day 7 years ago, Ganondorf suddenly attacked, and Hyrule Castle surrendered after a short time. Ganondorf's target was one of the keys to the Sacred Realm, the hidden treasure of the royal family, the Ocarina of Time. My duty bound me to take Zelda out of Ganondorf's reach. When last I saw you, as we made our escape from the castle, you were just a lad. Now I see that you have become a fine hero. There's nothing to worry about. The princess is safe now. Soon you'll meet Princess Zelda face to face, and she will explain everything. That is when we, the 6 wise ones, will seal up the evil king and return peace to Hyrule. I have to stay here. You go to the Princess Zelda's side and protect her on my behalf. Now put my power, which should be helpful to you, into this medallion. Right, 6 wise ones to seal up the evil king. We've got 5 now. Only one more. And to be honest, the most fun one. The most interesting region in the game. To make it even more interesting, one we haven't been to yet, and also my favorite dungeon. You received the Shadow Medaillion. Impa awakens as a sage and adds her power to yours. Please look out for the princess. Yeah, I would if I know where she was. We haven't seen her since we were an adult. Alright, there's nothing the hoverboots unlock to do in the overworld. Besides some places in the region we're going next. The Gerudo Desert, where the 8th and final dungeon is. The final normal dungeon, not counting the endgame dungeon. So, we're going there immediately. Trying to find the final sage. Interesting, because as you have seen, all the adult Link dungeons have done nothing more than lead us to places we've already been as a child. The Forest Temple was in the same first region as the kid was. We've been to Death Mountain as a kid, where the Fire Temple was also. We've been to Lake Hylia as a kid, where the Water Temple was. We've been to the Graveyard, where the Shadow Temple was. We have not been in the region where the Spirit Temple is. We have been there briefly, and for a short period of time, and also for a very small section. We haven't seen the real Gerudo Desert yet, only the entrance. We've been there briefly, saw a bridge that was blocked off when we were a kid. Only went down for a Skulltula and a soft soil spot. And as adults, we've crossed the bridge briefly to get our broken Goron sword in the trading side. The trading side quest. This time we're going in deeper. We're going to meet the Gerudo, a race of humans which live in the desert. Pretty interesting race, I think. Have a cool history, cool backstory to them. Something that is not truly elaborated until Breath of the Wild. Anyway, Gerudo Valley with its cool music. We have failed to hear enough by now. We'll be hearing it plenty. But first, Skulltula time. And it happens to become night. Which is convenient. The first one is behind the tent of the carpenters. Alright, there's another one over here. In the overhang over here. Yeah, I can hear it already. Gotcha. This should be 88 by now. If it's not, I'm not going to think about if it's not, because it is 88. We're on schedule. We're supposed to have 88. I could bring Epona into the Gerudo living grounds, but I'm not going to. We can't quite use her yet. It is night time now, and I think I'll keep it that way, because there's Skulltulas here as well. So, sorry for the music not playing. We'll be hearing it in the next section of the game. This is something we need to do, because the desert is obviously that way. However, it's blocked off. And these Gerudos don't like us. They immediately lock us up if they see us. No men allowed here. That's one of the things about the Gerudos. It's an all-woman race. One man is born every 100 years. One of these men is Ganondorf, actually. Well, you see what brought that to the world. Anyway. These carpenters who went into the desert, who were originally here to rebuild the bridge that was out, thought it was a good idea to join the Gerudos. However, like I said, the Gerudos don't like men. And they were locked up in here. Now we need to save them. This is something that is required to do if you want to fix the bridge. But it's also required to do to get free pass through the desert. Because the Gerudos do not plan to let us go. We first need to win their respect. And we do that by sneaking into their fortress, rescuing these guys. And that will not go unnoticed. And they will make a make us honorary members. That's what we're trying to do here. Every of these guys we rescue is immediately cured from the idea of wanting to be a Gerudo. They return to the tent, and once we've got them all, they'll rebuild the bridge. You do not need Epona or a long shot to enter the Gerudo desert. Right, this place is kind of a maze. I know where I'm going, obviously, because I've done it before. And this is mostly a puzzle of trying to find out where these guys are being held. Being spotted is not that much of a penalty as well, because they will see you, throw you in jail, which is easily escapable, by the way. I'll show it if it happens. I do not plan on getting caught deliberately. I'll try to do this without getting caught. Even the sword fighters we fight when we try to rescue these guys, even they have a way of capturing you instead of just killing you, which they can do, of course. They have one special attack, which is their spin attack, sort of. If they hit you with that, you're also thrown to jail. But this fight is pretty easy with the big Goron sword. They do not have a true defense against it. You can easily slice underneath their block. The only thing they have for defense is their rolling. If they roll, you can't hit them. If you're using the Master Sword, it's a lot more difficult because they can block that. The big Goron sword, especially when Z-targeting, you can use this stab, which goes underneath their defenses, making it very easy to beat them. And there's not even taking in account the fact that the Goron sword does a lot more damage, as we all know. And there's a Skulltula over here. I cannot reach you. No. I'll try that later. That's the whole reason I kept it nighttime. Let's see if I can find some hearts. Yes. Because I noticed I wasn't at full health. Anyway, here's number 3. This guy thinking he could join the Gerudos. What were they thinking? Apparently it was not common knowledge that the Gerudos do not accept men unless it's their own men, the one getting born every 100 years, automatically becoming their king. Thank you. Man, you guys are weak. Anyway, at least I like the fact that they're in a real sword fight for once. Those are actually my favorite moments in Legend of Zelda games, where you actually have a one-on-one sword fight with another human or human-like creature. Not just always fighting monsters, a real one-to-one sword fight. Really like that. This game does not do a lot of those. You see it a lot more in other Zelda games. Anyway, we go back the way we came, because if we continue on we won't fight the 4th and final carpenter. We need to go back this way. Okay, I could take out these guards. But I could also just cheese this room and hover again. Yeah, sometimes I like cheesing. Not always. Now I can reach you. $89. There's one more treasure we can get here. We can get. I'm not going to, because that one treasure is a piece of heart. Anyway, this room is mean because behind the corner a guard shows up. The first time I was here I was obviously caught. Never fell for that trick again. Here's the 4th and final of our carpenters. Saying the exact same thing the other 3 did. Another text you can't skip. Come on, hurry up. No, there's a Gerudo going to show up. Ow. Ow again. Oh, it's the hover boots I'm wearing. It's immediately bothering my defense. Which is already bothered by the fact that the sword I'm using doesn't allow me to use my shield. But still, she wasn't close to killing me. You need to come from a better place if you want to get rid of me. Okay, go back to your tent. Alright, Gerudo Fortress completed without being caught. Not that big of a deal, because it's not very hard. Right, like I said, the fact that we have been able to get through this place without being caught and getting all these carpenters out of their prison did not go unnoticed. We are now on notice on the Gerudos, despite the fact that we are a man. They respect us now and they will give us free access to the fortress. Gerudo's membership card. There's a couple of things we can do now, despite not being one of them. They will act as us being one of them. As you can see, the map has also been updated with an area we can reach now. Let's go there immediately. Because there is something we want over here. And it's another Skulltula. Of course it is. Our 90th Skulltula. Only 10 more after this one. Then our overworld collectible in this game. Something all Zeldas have since Link's Awakening. Overworld collectibles. The one in this game being the Gold Skulltulas. After this one it's only 10 more. Okay, we do not have to be nighttime anymore. Let's go to daytime. Alright. At least we have the awesome music now. There's one more thing we can do here that involves this right here. However, I'm not going to do this until after I've beaten the last dungeon, since it's easier with the dungeon item you get from that. The other thing around here, because obviously the map didn't expand for nothing, is another mini game here involving horseback archery we could do to get the last quiver. However, there's one thing that's standing in the way of getting that, namely the first prize is always a hard piece. So we're done for now here. Next we're going to cross the desert, where we've been trying to go all along. To get to the Spirit Temple, where Nayru, leader of the Gerudos, supposedly is. Like the Gerudo who gave us the membership card set. I did a great job talking through it. She mentioned Nayru's there. Might as well find her on our way to the other side of the desert. And crossing this desert, it's quite a pickle. As you can see, the sandstorm making our vision quite blurred. You could run across here with your hoover boots, but you'll walk rather slowly. It's faster to just hookshot across. Alright, there's a sign here pointing towards a carpet merchant. He just sells bomb juice, it's not something we need. But in case you do need it, be my guest. Right, for the first part of this desert we need to follow the trail of flags. You can't just cross this desert randomly. It's programmed in such a way that if you stray from the path you get lost and respawn at the entrance point. They're easily visible. Right, going in here now. There's a Skulltula here. There's also a treasure here if you light the torches. But it's just 50 rupees. That would only be a waste. Let's heal. And we're done here. A small little checkpoint, you might call it, for crossing the desert. Containing this 91st Skulltula. Right, next up is part 2. Shut up, Navi. Part 2 of the desert crossing. Which involves the Lens of Truth. You cannot cross here unless you have the Lens of Truth. You can, if you memorize the path. Because you do not technically need this. An inviting ghost. What does that mean? It means that if you equip the Lens of Truth, an invisible Poe, apparently a nice Poe, will guide us towards the Spirit Temple. Don't stray too far from the path of this Poe, because the same rule applies as with the flags. If you do not follow the programmed path here, the game will consider you lost. You'll have to do this all over again. Following him is quite easy. Need to be careful of the levers that start to spawn here. As you can see, they hurt. Anyway, this is more than enough. You can follow the flags from here. The guide will make another lap around, but you do not have to follow him. This is the path to the Spirit Temple and the region it is located in. Desert Colossus. Right, before it's final dungeon time, we avoid some levers and also we grab our final spell, which is located here. Might as well grab the Ocarina as well, since we need it. Should have done that in the first place. Classic enemies, these levers, appeared in the very first Zelda. They returned, like they do in most games. They're not in every Zelda. Link's Awakening, they were not. But they are in this game, again. Anyway, like I said, final spell here. And like the other two, they come in the form of a fairy fountain and a great fairy giving it to us. This is one very useful spell when it comes to 3 hard challenges anyway. I'll try to avoid using it, since it technically goes against my code of the 3 hard challenge. Like I said, I do not just go for 3 hearts, but also avoid using red potions, fairies, double defense, which comes later on. But this is also something I can consider cheating the 3 heart challenge, because this will make you invincible as long as you have magic. It does drain your magic fast, so it's not like a cheat or anything, making it OP. It just makes you invincible for a short amount of time. So it is something I could use if I start choking on 8th dungeon boss or the final boss. But I don't see that happening. Should be easy sailing. Well, not easy, but still doable without all these helpful trinkets. This is all we can do for now, I think. No, that's not really true. I can get some Skulltulas here. No, I can get one. I need the magic bean platform for the other one. In that case, where am I going? Oh, there I need to go. I was looking for the oasis, indeed. You can fill this up by playing this Song of Storms. No. First, I'm going to get rid of you. Oh, no, I might as well skip the Sun Song, because I see dusk falling. One of the trees will spawn a gold Skulltula. That is why I'm here. There's another one, but it's on a magic bean platform location. I can't grab you from this angle. Let the levers go through me. Ow. Get hit anyway. No matter. Go away. Oh, let's go in for now. Might as well heal while I'm here. Thank you. And leave. Because we can't do anything here. I could go in and show that we're stuck immediately. But you can take my word for it. Once you get out, you get the solution to your problem. In the form of Sheik. Past, present, future. The Master Sword is a ship which you can sail upstream and downstream through Time's river. The port for that ship is in the Temple of Time. To restore the Desert Colossus and enter the Spirit Temple, you must travel back through Time's flow. Listen to this, Requiem of Spirit. This melody will lead a child back to the desert. Because yes, that's the gimmick for this temple. Seeing the gimmick for this game, the switching between young Link, adult Link. This is an inevitable gimmick to be used in a dungeon. They saved it for the last one. Namely, clearing the dungeon as both young and adult Link. And you need to start as young Link to unlock the adult section. And as you all know, it's impossible to come here as a child, normally. But like with the Nocturne of Shadow, making it possible to reach the Shadow Temple, this song makes it possible for young Link to come here. You learn the Requiem of Spirit. And like always, Ninja Vanish! So, going back to young Link for the final time. We have to go back once to grab ourselves the Lens of Truth and some other trinkets if you're interested. If you're not going for 100%, only the Lens of Truth was required. And even that is technically not required if you memorize where everything invisible is in the game. Mostly in the Shadow Temple. We're not done with that yet, because the Spirit Temple and even Ganon's Castle have some of those as well. Making a long run here. Yeah, I'll finish it until I'm in the Spirit Temple. I'm going to buy myself a magic bean quickly. So I'll see you there. ₹100, you rip off. It's the final magic bean you can buy. There's only 10 soft soil spots in the game. But even the buying of magic beans caps at 100. If you talk to him again, he'll just say, I'm all out. And he'll say that forever. Okay, let's plant it quickly. It's at the entrance of the dungeon. We can also grab ourselves a Skulltula from it. Let's do that first. I do not need to recapture this bug, because this is the final one. The 9th soft soil gold Skulltula out of 10 soft soil spots. For some reason the one in Lake... No, not Lake Hylia. In Sora's River is not inhabited by a Skulltula. This one is, like every other. Placing the magic bean for adult Link to grab his Skulltula, still there. And this time truly entering the Spirit Temple. Treecks out.